G'day guys, today we'll just be doing a general team update about 4 weeks until round one. Just be talking over how the side's looking as of right now and the changes that we've made. So we'll start off with the defenders. D1 we've got Jake Lloyd. I'm really certain that Jake Lloyd will get back to his best scoring this season. No Dawson. I think Jake Lloyd will just run the back line. On his own, there'll be no competition for points back there, and I think Lloyd can push that 120 average like he did in 2020. So Lloyd is a must-have for me. At D2, we've got Aaron Hall. I would assume he keeps his role from last year, arguably the most Supercoach friendly role, and gets that seagull roll down back, so doesn't really find himself in too many hard contests, which is good because he does have a few durability issues. As long as he can stay out of trouble and stay fit, Hall I think will be a lock in most backlines this year. Ridley at D3. Still pretty keen on Ridley. He's been in every side I've made this year. Fingers crossed he gets that intercepting role for the Bombers and can average north of 105. That'd be really solid. D4 we've got Lockie Whitfield. Most teams have picked him fairly underpriced for what we've seen him do in previous years. Obviously there is that risk of durability, but I think for what he's worth, Whitfield is pretty much a must-have and does come with that DPP status, which is a luxury. D5, only in 8% of teams this bloke, and that's Kadeen Coleman. 263k, not really rookie priced, but also on the cheaper end of the mid prices. With Coleman, I've heard that he will have that sort of run-off half-back role this year, which is promising. Again, comes with that DPP status. Apparently he's been tearing it up in the intra-clubs and the whole pre-season really, so fingers crossed on that half-back line. Coleman can average 80, 85, 90, and that'd be awesome at his price. Moving on to the rookies, it's just one in defence. We've gone pretty deep this year. The one on-field rookie we have as of right now is O'Driscoll. He's looking a chance at playing round one. I think he's more of an outside midfielder or half-back. I don't think we'll see him on the inside too much. I think, he's not going to win his own footy too much. But we'll see how we go with O'Driscoll. Watch him in the pre-season game as well. On the bench, Will Kelly has been training with the forwards, which is not great, but again, mature ager, been around for a few years now. Hopefully Kelly has some decent job security and will be in the round one side. And the last of the defenders is Charlie Dean. So with Rufford out, needing shoulder surgery, I believe it is, Dean looks like the only real option to step up and play that one-on-one lockdown role for the Pies. So whether he plays for 4 weeks or 8 weeks until Rufford gets back, his job security will be there, and I think at 102k, even if he only has 2 price rises, I think he's worth starting 100%. So Dean will be in my team, and he is almost guaranteed to play round one at this point. So that wraps up the back line. Moving on to the midfield. Same big three as I had in my last team, and that was Macrae, Steele, Oliver. Look, with Oliver, he's been in and out of my side with Touk Miller. Not sure who I prefer at this point, but Macrae and Steele definitely locks for me. 2 good captain options as well. Just Oliver or Touk. Not too sure at this point. Slightly leaning towards Oliver. But we'll see later on in the pre-season. So those 3 must-haves, guaranteed top 5 midfielders. Lachie Neale is at M4, comes at a very discounted price after his injury-affected run last year, but in over half of teams, look, whether you like him or not, you sort of just have to pick him because if he does explode and go huge, then everyone's got him. And you don't really want to miss out on what could be another year of averaging 120 plus for Neil. Onto the rookies, I have gone quite thin in the midfield in terms of primos, purely because the rookies in the mids stand out quite a bit. One of them being Horne-Francis. In the at training the other day, and I think North had an intra-club match. Horne-Francis was apparently the pick of the midfielders, better than Taron Thomas, LDU, Simpkin. So I think he'll slot right into that round one squad, and potentially even get some CBAs, which would be awesome. So Horne-Francis, again, one of those blokes, even if you don't rate him too highly or don't want to pay up 207k, you sort of have to with these high draft pick blokes that everyone's got, because if they pay off, again, you don't want to be the one to miss out. So Horne-Francis is a lock. Likewise with Nick Dacos. Heard Pendlebury speak earlier today saying that Pendlebury will be pushing more into defence, and he mentioned that guys like Nick Dacos, Maynard and Crisp will all find themselves with a few more centre bounce attendances. So that's potentially good news for Dacos, and you have to pick him with that high ownership, whether you like him or not. Another bloke I've gone in the midfield is Dylan Stephens, entering his third year, priced as a top rookie. Rumour has it he's having an exceptional pre-season. Third year in the system, first year averaged 62, last year only in the 30s, but was in and out of the side. Sydney have a pretty thin midfield as it stands right now, so fingers crossed Stephens can cement a spot in that best 22 and make a bit of cash. I do rate him, and had a good rookie year. Third year players is normally when they break out, so high hopes for Dylan Stephens. M8 is Greg Clark, been in my team since day one of Supercoach this year. Mature ager, 24 years old. I think he has potential to be a sort of Tim Kelly-like player. That sort of older, bigger body coming in and immediately having an impact. So Greg Clark, again, must have for every side. Now the bench, this bloke surprises me a little bit, that he's only in 1% of teams, and that's Mitch Owens. The other day in the Saints intra-club match, he played quite a fair bit on Jack Steele throughout the game, and attended almost every centre bounce, which is good news. Fingers crossed he can work his way into that round one side, and seems like a fairly ready to go rookie for the Saints, which is good to see. My loophole is Bodie Euland. Excuse the pronunciation if that's wrong, but 102k, lots of Sunday and late Saturday games for Gold Coast. So Euland is a good one to have for that vice captain loophole, and does come with that DPP. So if at any point we need to swap him with Whitfield or O'Driscoll, that always comes in handy. And my final midfield rookie is James Sidis. I believe that's how you say it. Another mature ager, one that they picked up. I'm not sure if this guy plays round one. He should. Gold Coast aren't the greatest of sides. They're in a rebuild, so hopefully they give these newer guys a run. They lost Greenwood. Hopefully that role in the midfield can go to Sidis. That'd be very handy, and if he can get some cash flow going, that'd be awesome, coming in at 102k. Onto the rucks. Look, in my last team I had McInerney. I do rate McInerney, and I would love to pick him, but the addition of Darcy Fort to that Lions side worries me a little bit, that McInerney will have to drift down forward more, and Fort will play a little too much ruck time for my liking. So as of right now, I've got Darcy and Grundy. Most years it's a set and forget with Gawn and Grundy, but not too sure about Gawn this year. Bit like Darcy Fort, same thing goes with Luke Jackson. So no one's too certain about Gawn this year. I'm not too certain about Darcy either, but I think he's the next best option behind Grundy at this point. So yeah, I'm pretty confident Darcy can average 115 plus again. And Grundy, yeah, he's my first picked ruckman in every side. Uh, yeah, he shouldn't have any competition. Maybe a few hit outs here and there from Darcy Cameron, but Grundy having a good preseason, a lock for me. And on the bench, Sam Hayes. There's a chance this guy plays, maybe not, but yeah, I think he'll definitely get a game at some point. And should Lysett go down, he's their only other ruckman. So Hayes is one that will almost definitely play at some point. So handy to have there. Moving on to the forward line, F1 Josh Dunkley, having an uninterrupted preseason. Had shoulder issues last year, but apparently it's fine. No strapping on the shoulder at all, which is good to hear. So yeah, averaged 100 last year with only like 40% CBA. So I think Dunkley's a must-have this year and clearly the standout forward. F2, I'm actually leaning towards Isaac Heaney. So yeah, Callum Mills potentially out for the first few weeks of the season, almost guaranteed to miss round one. So I think for the first few rounds, Heaney will definitely run that midfield and get off to a really good start. Also, Josh Kennedy, they're trying to transform him out of the midfield. So I think Heaney, it's time he steps up to a full-time midfield role and yeah, can potentially average north of 100. And at 450k, I think a full-time midfielder, hopefully, that's a really good price. So I'm pretty keen on Isaac Heaney. F3 is Cam Rayner. Fairly high ownership, this bloke. Having a good preseason after that ACL. Him and Bailey seem like they're going to be rotating in and out of the midfield and the forward line this year. So if he can attend some CBAs, that'd be very handy, and hopefully he can make some money, get up to around 400k pretty quickly, and could be a keeper. We'll see. Stephen Coniglio is one. He's the highest picked player, I think, at 60% or around about there. And yeah, discounted price, averaged over 100, I think, 4 years in his career. So I think he's a must-have. Look, it could go wrong. He could get injured, but then everyone's got him. But you don't want to be that one bloke that doesn't have him, and he goes, another average of 100. So Coniglio must have, not too much to say there. My F5 is Charlie Curnow. Almost rookie price, this bloke. Yeah, key forwards, you never really want to pay up too much for them, but I think with the weak rookie forwards this year, I think it's worth paying up for Curnow, knowing that he does have that capability of dropping a big ton here and there, and hopefully he can get up to around 400k as well. And yeah, if he does string a few good games together, that could be an easy swap to another primo at some point. And my only rookie on the field in the forward line is Elijah Hollins. Again, over 60% ownership. Seems to be the pick of the forward rookies. Must have. Should play as well. Yeah. Onto the bench, Luke Pedlar. Not too sure if he plays or not, but just got him there for now. Easy swap to another forward rookie if they get selected round one and Pedlar doesn't. So yeah, don't know too much about Pedlar. He was picked number 10 2 years back, so he should slot into that Crows lineup, but we'll see how we go. And then Skinner for Port Adelaide might have an issue with job security, but if he does play, it's likely that he has a sort of intercepting role down back. So yeah, that could be a decent scoring role on the bench. So that about wraps up how the team's looking as of right now. It's changing 1,000 times a day. Yeah, it's obviously going to change a million more until round one, but yeah, I like the look of it as of right now. Strong defence, strong midfield rookie wise. Rucks I'm pretty happy with, and the forward line is just a whole bunch of mid prices. So yeah, that's how it's looking right now. If you did tune in, thanks for watching, and cheers.